Beloved 8% Hard AF Seltzer is now live in over 2,500 locations across the United States. We're now available in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, Ohio, Idaho, Illinois, Michigan, Montana, Oregon, and Texas. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, enter your city or zip, and find the nearest location closest to you. Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
Okay, that's been Tomahawk'd. We'll see you guys later. I don't want to talk about anything, so you just want to call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just see you next week. Yeah, you can cut it. This has been the worst week of baseball that I think I've ever watched as an Atlanta Braves fan. Because even in that stretch between our last playoff appearance in 2013 and then 2018 when we made the playoffs again, in that 5-year stretch, you knew it was, by mid-2014 when they sold off, you knew it was a rebuild, and it was like, okay, I'll sit here, I'll eat shit. This happens to every team except the Cardinals who refuse to rebuild ever. So fuck it. Maybe there'll be some fun prospects to watch. Whatever. This is unbearable.
It's not great, but to be fair, it can't really get any worse.
Can't it?
No, I don't think it's that bad, to be honest. I didn't expect too much out of Jurickson Profar. I think we need to cancel that contract, actually.
Oh, my God. I don't understand how there's not provisions in every contract. Like, that should be – the MLB should come in. If they want to prevent PEDs, like, testing's only going to do so much. You got to hit these people. And he's not getting paid, obviously, for the 80 games. But you got to really kick these people in their fucking wallet's dick. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be like, if you're on PEDs, your entire contract is immediately null and void.
Yeah, or you can just make it legal, too.
Or that.
The thing he was taking was HCG, which isn't even a steroid. All it does is, like, it's a low-dosage drug, and I take it, that makes sure your body continues to produce natural testosterone. That's all it does. It doesn't make you elevate your testosterone. It just makes sure your body, with the components it currently has, continues producing the correct amount.
Right.
That's literally all it does.
Which I think, so by the way, fun fact about Profar, trained with Fernando Tatis Sr. in the offseason.
There it is.
Yeah. So you might want to watch what the Tatis family is handing you.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's already gotten popped.
I think, so Junior got popped, and I don't think there was testing when Senior played, but he did it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 100%.
He did it. Like, absolutely he did it, because he kind of had a couple, he was like a typical steroids guy where they just had a couple explosive years out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, he was definitely on gas.
And he was on the Maguire Cardinals. So, I mean, and the La Russa Cardinals. I mean, La Russa, let's be honest, Tony La Russa has a long history of benefiting from roided out players.
3 titles from it.
No, just
2.
the 2 A's ones. Because Maguire was gone by the time he won titles with the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's true. Although Pujols was probably 5 years older than he said. Yeah. So I guess this is a different...
Poor Albert needed the performance-enhancing drugs that healed you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he never needed steroids or anything like that, but whatever would keep you healthy. Which, by the way, let's talk about that real quick before we get into the Braves fucking dumpster fire. As far as, like, legalizing performance-enhancing drugs go, I don't know why, especially with the injury problems they're having with pitchers and stuff now, why you wouldn't legalize substances that are primarily there to just help you heal quicker.
Yeah, that one's a head scratcher, to be honest, because in all the other ways, every sport is trying to do everything it can to protect superstars from getting knocked out of the game.
Yeah, obviously.
Quarterbacks, right? There's the rules about fighting in the NBA are way different than they used to be.
Even NHL fights still there because the fans will never stand for them to go away. But they're definitely more tame than they used to be.
Yeah.
You know, it's like everybody gets a couple swings and then the helmets stay on.
Yeah. And then, you know, baseball, you can't fight at all anymore.
Right.
Or even throw at a guy. Even if you throw at him and hit him in the fat part of his ass,
Yeah.
you get ejected. It's like, this fucking dumb, but you can't take fucking BPC 157 that'll keep your tendons tighter. And we won't have UCL tears every single year.
Yeah, right.
I just don't understand
Dudes
it.
won't have to staple their fucking tendons to their bones or whatever the fuck. What'd Spencer Strider do? He had something
Yeah.
like...
It's a UCL strain that would definitely lead to a tear at some point.
Yeah.
And basically what they do is they pull it in tighter, make a little U, and then staple it to the. And it's supposed to be like you don't get any UCL tears after that. Allegedly, We'll see.
He's looked good so
Yeah.
far in spring and in the minor leagues. So hopefully
we'll
he
see.
comes back. But yeah, it doesn't really make sense to me. I mean, and even you could even like I don't know, put limits on it. Like yeah, you can take that shit as long as you're not literally playing. Right? Like if you're out, you can take supplements or whatever that help you get back quicker and keep you healthy.
That would be. I mean, I don't see the purpose of having any of it be illegal. To be honest.
I mean, they're stricter than people think. Even Adderall is a banned drug. You have to have
you
an
got
actual
clearance.
diagnosis.
Yeah. Didn't was it Votto or somebody?
LaRoche,
Adam
LaRoche
LaRoche. That's right.
had
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I think got in trouble for it, and then had to get a prescription. Like immediately got a prescription. I think they were able to let him like backdate it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean it's and I understand like I guess the history with greenies or whatever the fuck they were taking, which doesn't seem like it was that big of a deal.
No, I mean every baseball player from the 1940s on took them until they made them illegal. And when the 90s, I think, I don't remember.
Yeah, something like that.
Who fucking cares, man? Like you're gonna have to work hard to get me to care about that.
I don't care about dudes taking speed for a game.
No,
I mean,
it's stupid.
I'm sure other sports, probably football in particular, they're taking all types of fucking uppers to get in there. I would love to ask Derek about that actually.
Yeah, for sure. There's no way.
Because I mean, the physical intensity of that fucking sport, and then I mean that happens in other sports too. Like tennis players get busted a lot. Tennis has been having a lot of drug pops lately, and it's almost always it's never like quote unquote steroids, right? It's always stuff that essentially just like keeps the body healthy, keeps the wear and tear low.
Well, I mean, I don't. Again, I just don't understand why you would be against that as the league,
Right?
Right? Maybe it's politicians that are giving them a hard time or something. I really don't know.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was in the '90s. Bud Selig didn't give a shit.
No.
He was basically like Pope Benedict with the pedophile priest. It's like doing the fucking
Just moving them around.
3 cup game. Like,
Yeah. Send Archbishop McGuire to St. Louis.
Yeah.
The people of Oakland won't stop speaking out about it.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went.
But yeah, the drug stuff's whatever. To me, even though the Profar thing's fucking annoying, and honestly, he wasn't paying attention to what he was taking. I almost certainly he probably did not understand or pay attention to what he was doing, or Tatis lied to him, or he just didn't fucking care. But either way, it's hard for me to suspect like malice for a drug like that.
Yeah. It's like, come on, man. Like, again, I'm sure that the uninitiated don't know what this is. They just hear PED and think PED. But HCG is literally like you take some drug or another that affects your hormones, some kind of, maybe it's an endocrine disruptor, maybe it's a regulator or something.
Yeah.
And to make sure that your body just knows to keep producing natural stuff, you take HCG. So if he didn't pop for something in addition to that, that's a really stupid rule.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's just getting you to your normal level.
And it's
I think baseball players, because we have a big problem with this. Not just baseball players, all athletes. The average testosterone in a male, 21-year-old male today, is the same as his grandfather in 2000, right?
Yeah.
40% reduction over 2 generations, basically. And that's obviously not great. Now, there's a lot of environmental stuff that you can do to treat it. like avoiding endocrine disruptors and eating, and you can get it back to when you're that young, you can get it close to natural without taking any kind of performance stuff. Eating the right food, avoiding certain things, not wearing underwear that has a bunch of plastic in it, for example, that's like dumping plastic into your balls every day. That's a real thing. But I think they got to I think they need to test all the baseball, High School Baseball of America organization should run some kind of nonprofit test on all the kids that are playing in their junior and senior year right now. Yeah. And see what their levels are, because if they're at like 400 or 500 and they're not at like 800, 900, 1,000 maybe, then you got a problem that needs to be fixed. And there's only a couple ways to fix it. Naturally. One is natural. Yeah, there's only a couple ways to fix it. And if that doesn't work, they should be entitled to I think instead of testing for performance enhancers, they should just test your overall testosterone limit. And if it's over a certain number, then you're in trouble. Yeah. That's a lot better. I mean,
why do you think that the players are as freakishly as they've ever been athletic-wise with that going on? I mean, because like people are doing things we've never seen before for the most part. I mean, you see like one or two dudes from the past do it, like Mantle, Mays, like that type of athleticism. Maybe Bob Gibson and Nolan Ryan, stuff like that. But for the most part, I mean, what used to be standout athleticism is almost like you're not making it to the big leagues without that level of athleticism now. Maybe it's just a larger pool of people, so you get more freaks.
That's definitely part of it, but I think a lot of it is just science. We understand rotational energy better now than we did before. I've talked about this for years on this show, but if you look at great hitters, if you look at Bonds and Pujols, those two respectively, because they're the two best at their side of the plate of all time, in my opinion. What you will see is quick hips and hands, especially, right? Wrist strength and rotational energy from the hips. And everything kind of clicks off in a certain pattern. So having the quick wrists and hands allow you to wait back longer on the pitch, which means you don't get fooled as much. And then the rotational energy begins by opening up your hips first. A split second before your bat even moves, your hips start to open up, and that's what great hitters do. Yeah. And if you look back over time, if you look at hitters in the 90s, none of them did it. Only the best of the best, Bonds, even Frank Thomas didn't do it because he was so strong he didn't need to. Yeah. He was weight back. Griffey did it. You could see Griffey's the front hip actually rise up a little bit because he had that big looping swing, but it was still fast through the zone, right? Only the best of the best did that back then. Now everybody does it because they figured it out with those little fucking whatever that ping pong ball bullshit that makes a stick figure outline of your body. They all figured out how to do it now. They've been getting trained on doing it since they were teenagers. Yeah. So yeah, of course they're going to be better now than they ever have been before. But they're also striking out way more than they ever have before.
Right. Well, that's also a product of the way they teach you to swing too. Right. They want you to uppercut now. They don't.
But Ted Williams always did that. Right. Yeah. Ted Williams said you need to, if the ball's coming down at a plane on a plane from high to low, then you have to be swinging low to high to make solid contact with it, which makes sense. Right? He was the only one that ever did it, or he was the only one that ever talked about it.
Just figured it out. Is that the same way with golf, Dan? One of the reasons these dudes are so insane now is they're just swing coached so early with way more info.
That, and they're always like just kind of tinkering with their shit.
I mean, it's that rotational energy for sure. Yeah. Like getting your hips out in front and then letting all the rest of it follow through there is definitely going to be a big boost for you. And to be honest, we see it in pitching too. They're doing the same thing in pitching, throwing harder now than they were at before. Yeah. For the same reason. Even like if you look at old, of the great players, if you can find video of them taking swings, Joey D was out on his front foot when he hit. So was Babe Ruth to some degree. He was out on his front foot a little bit.
But he was strong.
But he was still you could see him get out on his front foot and the hip opens every single time. For more traditional style hitters, if you see Lou Gehrig, just look up Lou Gehrig taking batting practice. One, he is bigger than anybody that's in baseball right now except for Aaron Judge. Yeah, nobody is bigger than him. He is a fucking tree.
Just go Google Lou Gehrig shirtless, and
Yeah.
you think it's a black and white photo of a dude from now.
Yeah, he's a man.
Yeah.
Like in any generation. And
God had to take it all from him.
yeah. But he had that back foot rotational energy in the same way that the great hitters we see now do.
Yeah.
If you put Lou Gehrig in today's game, he would hit fucking
problem.
1,000 home runs.
Yeah.
He would be great. But yeah, that's just like a lot of it is just some of these dudes had such tight, compact bodies back in the day that they figured it out or whatever the fuck, or maybe they were just special.
Yeah.
Now everybody's just replicating it. So yeah, we're going to get a different result, which is, I think it's good. It changes the game though, right?
Yeah.
Like whenever there's no small ball in baseball anymore at all, right? Nobody bunts. We don't even have pitchers hitting anymore. It's just
the
different.
two sports that are the least fluid and have well, no, that's not true, least fluid. But the two sports that are the most, I guess you could call it like numbers based, have basketball and baseball have become like solved sports. You know what I mean? They're to an extent, hockey, football, and soccer are almost like impossible to solve.
Yeah.
Because you don't.
There's too much movement. Yeah, there's too many variables. But it's like watching. It's like watching something like karate versus jujitsu. In jujitsu, there's a million different ways to win that match. And karate, there's only like 3, right?
Yeah.
And they're all katas, right? They're all like set forms and all this shit, which is what Bruce Lee was trying to get away from. Now, baseball, this 3 true outcomes thing is a kata. I'm going to do this on every fucking pitch, and what happens, happens, right? Yeah. That and it is what it is, right? I like it might be necessary now too because of how fast the ball's being thrown and how much movement there's on it. Because I don't know that you could go up there and quote unquote be selective in the same way that you used to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Right? When guys were throwing 92.
Or be a guy who's like, I can just get up there and put my bat on the ball and make contact.
Like, all right, cool. Have you met Jacob deGrom? Good fucking luck. Or Paul Skeens or in his peak, Dustin May was almost unhittable.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he'll ever really come
guys.
back. Yeah.
I mean, if you drop Dustin May back 40 years ago, people would be like, "This is the filthiest pitcher we've ever seen in our lives."
They would kick him out of the game, probably.
they're like lower the mound. The mound is flat now. But now it's just like Dustin May's just like the 4th guy on the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's wild.
All right, let's get into this Braves season so far. The Braves have been complete ass to a just almost unfathomable degree. The pitching hasn't been great, but the hitting has been unbelievably bad. Granted, we're missing arguably our best hitter in Acuna, but still, the lineup is still fairly loaded without Acuna. And the number that's jumped out to me so far, there's 2 numbers. One, our batting average over the first 7 games of the season is 151. Our slugging percentage over the first 7 games of the season as a team is 234.
Good Lord.
And here's the one number that maybe gives me a glimmer of hope. We also have the second lowest on base percentage in baseball at 251. There are 2 numbers, though, that give me hope, actually. So all those numbers are fucking horrible. Mm-hmm. There are 2 numbers that maybe point out that we're having, I guess, bad luck or whatever you want to call it. One, we have the lowest batting average on balls in play in baseball. We're hitting 199 on balls in play, which is comically it's like going 1 for 30 from 3 or something like that.
But then what's the what is the
exit velocity?
Exit velocity, because if we're just pounding the ball into the ground, that might make sense.
Yeah, or hitting flyouts. Let me check. I actually forgot to check exit velocity. I'm not used to getting in all the Fangraph shit right now. Batted ball. Plus stats. There we go.
Nick Allen's been hitting well. He's the only one.
Yeah. Where the fuck is... Oh, StatCast. That's what it is. Exit velocity. We are actually right in the middle of the league. We're 12th in the league in exit velocity.
So top half. Yeah, that's just bad luck, some of it for sure.
And then the other thing that has been giving me a little bit of hope, looking through the numbers, even though we've been so fucking hapless so far, is we have the 3rd highest walk rate in baseball. Now, granted, part of that might be buoyed by the fact that Marcelo Zuna, God bless him, hasn't been hitting, but he already has like
13 walks.
Yeah, which is in 7 games.
In 7 games, yeah.
Insane. Two walks a game is that's Barry Bonds level shit.
Well, he's the only person in the lineup that anybody's afraid of right now because Austin Riley has struck out 11 times in 7 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not looking good. He's always been a really streaky hitter, though.
We are 5th in the league in strikeout percentage.
Yeah, Riley is currently on pace for 255 strikeouts
Perfect.
this year.
Love that. Love to see that.
Which is about half, a little less than half. It's about a third of his at-bats, I guess. So that's super high. That'll be top of the league if he's able to accomplish that heroic feat. Nick Allen's looked good. He's a good utility guy. I'm glad to have him on the team. I think Brian De La Cruz hasn't started hitting yet, but he's also pretty good, generally speaking.
Who was the dude we just picked up the other day? He had a nice, now granted it was kind of a base running error on the Dodgers, but he had a nice outfield assist from
that kid from the Reds, Stuart Fairchild.
Yes,
I think.
Fairchild had a nice outfield assist the other day. Absolutely got I forget who was on base for the Dodgers, but dead to rights.
Yeah, he's a good ball player in general. So is Brian De La Cruz, by the way. They're both good ball players.
And did Kelnick hit a home run? I feel like Kelnick has a homer already.
Yeah, he hit a home run.
Yeah.
That's his only hit, I think. He might have a couple, but Drake
He might account for our entire slugging percentage.
Yeah.
Actually, Albies, I think, has a homer. Or two
Riley, Albies, Harris, Kelnick are the 4 home runs so far, 1 each. Oof, boy, in 7 games.
Albies, by the way, in his defense, I will say, had a home run literally robbed from him in San Diego, I think, on the first or second day of the season. Man, it's been a lot of just awful fucking luck at the plate. I mean, is there anything you've seen where they just I'm just tired of them looking lost, right?
There's no leadership on this team at all.
It does not feel like it feels like it's a complete void.
Yeah, and there isn't going to be any because Snicker's not a leader. He's just not. And he's not a good manager either. He's a bad one. I've said this since 2020.
Yeah.
I want him gone, and I'm not going to really pay too much attention to this team until he is. Olsen and Riley, their 2 best non-Acuna players, are not leaders in the clubhouse, so far as we can tell.
Quiet guys,
which is like, that is what it is. Freddie used to be like that when he was younger, but by the middle of his career, he was like, hey, what the fuck, right?
I mean, I doubt he was like a hard ass or anything, but I mean, neither was like Chipper, right? Chipper would just be like, come in and give a little drawly speech.
Just be a man, you know what I mean? And then certainly Acuna is not going to be when he gets back.
No.
And there's nobody in the pitching staff. I mean, it might be Sale, to be honest.
Sale seems kind of reserved as well. I mean, he didn't used to be when he was cutting up jerseys in Chicago and shit, but it seems to me that Sale just kind of wants to focus on himself, which is fine, honestly. If you're that, like, if someone's that, I don't need the best player on the team to be a leader necessarily.
Yeah, but somebody's got to be.
Yeah.
Strider is a leader. He's a natural leader.
And I think he's going to grow into that role.
Yeah.
Now that this would be his 4th year?
Yeah. So it'll be nice to get him back whenever he comes back. But, the pitching hasn't been bad. Schwellenbach looked good in his first start.
Yep. Even Bryce Elder threw an okay game against the Dodgers. Now, by the way, the extra fun fucking fact about losing to the Dodgers like that was they didn't even have Freeman.
Yeah.
And Mookie Betts, who is a twink right now
he had
because
AIDS.
he pooped out all his weight or whatever the fuck happened to him when he was sick in spring training, still hitting fucking home runs off us. I mean, that's like a David Eckstein type of home run at that point.
Yeah, I think he hit 13 home runs in his whole career or something. It wasn't good. The bullpen sucks. It's bad. Like, this Neris guy doesn't belong anywhere near a fucking baseball.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Neris in a second.
I don't understand why he's on this team.
Is there anything you've seen from the offense that gives you any hope whatsoever? The starting pitching, I'm not really worried about. They've been fine so far, not as good as they could be necessarily, but I don't necessarily have any complaints about the starting pitching if they allow 3 runs to the Padres and Dodgers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just going to happen. So they've done their job.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing all right. I just don't think. I think we're going to have some problems with this lineup as long as Snicker's in charge of it. He's not managing even the lineup very well.
Well,
and he's done this for years now, putting people in the wrong positions. Like, I understand right now people are out, so you got to do what you got to do, for sure. But some of the decisions he makes seem like they're just they seem like they're kind of, I don't know what you would even say. Like, he's friends with the players, and he doesn't want to make them mad, or some shit. I honestly don't know.
He's become too much of a player's
Yeah,
manager.
like
I'll go back to the main thing that bothered me about losing Freddie Freeman. Even though Matt Olson is a very, very good baseball player, and still probably one of the best 5 first basemen in the major leagues, certainly top 10 in the major leagues, is that when you swap out a guy like Freeman, you lose that person in the middle of your lineup who is never going to be an easy out, right? Every hitter in the Braves lineup, and the Braves lineup is full of dangerous hitters. They are very dangerous, but they are very solvable.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they are almost like, there's no dude who can go up there and just be like, contact. I gotta make, like, I know I need a base hit right now. I'm gonna get a base hit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big gap in their capability, to be honest, because
it seems like they're just dice rolling for doubles and home runs.
yeah, which is, Bobby Cox baseball. That's all ever was. That's why I got fired in Toronto, as a matter of fact. Before he came to the Braves, to the last place Braves, and it just so happened that they had drafted a bunch of players.
Well, he drafted them.
Sherholz, yeah, he did help with that.
He was the GM until 90.
Yeah.
And then, because the Blue Jays fired him, I think he was the GM from like 85 to 90.
I think he got fired from the Jays in 85, so it would have been 86.
Okay,
yeah.
but he traded for Smoltz. He drafted
Yep.
Glavine, drafted Chipper. He did a great job as a GM.
Yeah, he was a better GM than a manager, for sure.
He might be.
Although Sherholz was a great GM, so it's not like I would have wanted him back.
Right.
Or anything. But, yeah, it's like just the way Profar being in the one spot, I guess I get. I actually don't. Your best hitter should hit first because he gets the most at-bats.
Well, he presumably wasn't going to stay there, but still, to your point, yeah.
It still doesn't make any sense. If
Yeah.
I were doing that, it would have been Michael Harris. Michael Harris is a better hitter than Jurickson Profar.
Yeah.
All things considered. Forget about last year's performance.
He's got OBP problems, though.
That's not a factor for the number one hitter. It just doesn't matter. OBP doesn't matter. It matters more for the number 2 hitter than the number 1 hitter, actually, which is why Riley is in the 2 hole, I guess, right now.
I don't know who else you'd put in there.
Yeah,
I mean,
Riley makes sense. As a matter of fact, when they have Harris batting 6th, and that's a complete waste. It's a waste of his time and talent. Without Profar now, the way you set this lineup is Michael Harris bats first, Riley, and then your second best hitter in the 3 hole.
I would go Olsen in the 3 hole.
Ozuna would be 3. He's your second best hitter.
I
don't care about right, left. That shit does not matter.
My argument for Olsen is that he, and I didn't realize this until I saw the numbers the other day. But I mentioned it to you. He's one of the, he's top like 3 in the MLB in clutch hitting categories over the last like 5 years. So even though he's not a contact guy, he does seem to be able to, he comes through, I guess. So that'd be my argument for him being in 3. I agree with you on the right, left thing. I don't necessarily care about that. But Ozuna is, that's fine too.
Yeah, let me find. I got data on this. Second best, more bats. 32, 50.
But it does become a bit of a black hole after the 5 or 6 spot. Although Drake Baldwin's looked okay so far. I'd like to see
his at bats look good. The performance has not been good. His at bats look good.
I think I'd like to see a lot more of Drake, and Chadwick Tromp should only be catching day games basically.
Yeah, for sure. He's basically an automatic out.
And Sale, by the way, has immediately been like, yeah, I want Drake Baldwin behind the plate. So that'll be interesting to see how that develops with, Sean Murphy or whatever, whenever the fuck he gets back.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is based on analytics from like the last X amount of years by my friend Brian Spader, who you know as well. And he is a baseball statistician. This is what he does. So the leadoff spot should be your best all-around hitter, which in the lineup right now is, in my opinion, is Michael Harris. I know he has on-base issues, but that's a non-factor.
Okay.
Mostly because of what happens at 7, 8, 9. Like he's an RBI guy in the one hole. That's why Acuna's been there.
Yeah.
It's not. It's so they got part of it right. The 2-hole is ideally suited for a free swinging batter who excels as a hitter specifically, which Riley is a good like number 2 guy.
Yeah, that almost sounds like maybe even Ozuna in the 2-hole.
It could be, yeah. It could be. I mean, if when we have Acuna back, I would put Michael Harris in the 2-hole.
Okay.
For that, just for this reason, the 3-hole should be the team's most dynamic hitter, excluding the top batsman. So whoever the next best hitter is after the top guy, you put him there, right? So for me, it's Acuna and then Harris and then Ozuna. That's how I set that lineup. And the 4-hole is your best remaining power hitter. That's Olsen.
Yeah.
And then Riley should hit 5th. And
Which
then,
is great protection for Olsen.
Yeah, and it's great protection for him. And then so 6 and 7 are where it gets weird because you think just put your next best hitter at 6, but 6 is kind of a black hole. It has the least amount of high leverage at bats of any position in the lineup for some reason.
Okay.
So you would put the 7-hole is one of the most. I think the 7-hole 24% more frequent to have a critical scenario, trailing with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. 24% more likely that your number 7 hitter is going to be up there than anybody else.
Interesting.
Yeah. So you want Albies in that 7-hole.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree with that.
And then 8-9 is whatever 8-9 happens to be.
So 6 would maybe be Murphy Baldwin.
Murphy Baldwin, yeah, or Kelnick if you're trying to play lefty-righty matchups, or De La Cruz or whomever it is, yeah. But the way that we've set our lineup so far this year doesn't make any fucking sense.
Oh, he's just been tinkering.
Yeah.
It's like you come in and he's like, I don't know what the plan is.
Yeah,
now,
but
granted, I will say, it seems like he probably did have something of a plan, and then Profar gets popped and there's no contingency.
Yeah, I mean, maybe his plan is fucking stupid if that's the case. if his plan is to assume that Profar is the best hitter on the team other than while Acuna is out, that is retarded. And no measurable way is that true.
Yeah.
Ozuna would be a better leadoff hitter than him.
Yeah.
And look, he's got 13 walks. You know what I mean? Not that on-base percentage is the best thing, but the reason he's got 13 walks is because nobody wants to pitch to that motherfucker.
I mean, look, dude, I want my leadoff hitter on base one way or the other.
Yeah, sure. But, I mean, think of it from this regard. They're not going to pitch around him in the 1-hole.
Yeah.
They can't. You can't do it. Like, it's even if you wanted to, you're not going to do that. They don't do it to Judge. Judge doesn't get pitched around when he leads off.
Right. You don't want to let the first guy on base.
Yeah, you're not going to do it. So that's another reason you put your best hitter there, because he's going to get pitches to hit at some point. Nobody's going to go out there and nibble on the first batter of the game.
Yeah. Or the first batter of an inning. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that makes sense. The other problem that the Braves have had so far, which has been really fucking fun, has been the bullpen. It's been pretty much ass. We added almost nothing to the bullpen this year, I guess, except Hector Neris. like that's. I mean, at least we didn't bring Luke Jackson back, but
yeah, we may as well at this point. Shit.
He's closing for a team right now, actually, which is hilarious.
There's no way he's doing okay.
He is the closer for the Rangers.
Oh, boy.
So I really regret my Rangers World Series pick already. But the bullpen's been bad. Bullpen ERA is 5.40 so far. They've blown leads in, 3 games at least right now? I mean, realistically, we should be more like 2-5 or 3-4 if it hasn't been for A, our shitty bullpen, and B, let's talk about the 2 most egregious things that have happened so far. You're going to enjoy this segment because it's nothing but shitting on the Snicker. The bullpen management has been unfucking believable. Like, just amateur hour shit.
Well, I mean, that's classic fucking... Snitker is a Bobby Cox replica. Bobby Cox is the worst bullpen manager I've ever seen in my life.
I think he's worse than Bobby Cox.
Well, yeah, he's a dumber version.
Because Bobby Cox's bullpen management was essentially, if he had a guy for the 8th and 9th, that was always your guys for the 8th and 9th, right? No matter what. And then you kind of got a bastardized version of this in reverse with Freddie Gonzalez, where he ruined Johnny Venter's career by throwing him 90 times a year. But when we had that 7, 8, 9 under Freddie Gonzalez with Eric O'Flaherty, Johnny Venters, and Craig Kimbrell, I think Bobby Cox had lesser versions of that a lot. Obviously, he had, when Wohlers was great, a great closer in Wohlers. When Smoltz was in the bullpen, a great closer in Smoltz. And then I remember in the Smoltz closer years, Remlinger was the 8th inning guy. And so
Yeah, Remlinger was good.
he would just basically throw those guys out, and then it was really he didn't have to make decisions. Maybe it was Sherholtz, maybe it was Cox with input to Sherholtz, but those guys, Freddie and Bobby, put themselves in position a lot of times with the 8th and 9th and maybe the 7th, 8th, and 9th, where they didn't even have to make a decision.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? Like they had their guys, and those guys were going out there. If the lead was 3 or less every fucking time, almost no matter how much they pitched.
Yeah, it's. I mean, that's certainly the dumb way to do it, right?
Well, the idiot-proof way to do it.
Yeah, well,
I guess.
it's like if you have no confidence in your ability as a manager, then look, there's not. I think being a professional sports coach or manager is like being a quarterback. There aren't as many of them that are good as there are opportunities.
No, yeah.
Right? It's just not a thing. I mean, you're the CEO of a club that has to go out there and do this 162 times a year plus the playoffs. Are there that many good CEOs that exist? No.
Right. I mean, you could just go over and look at the NFL.
Yeah.
How many good head coaches are there? 10 out of 32?
Yeah, it's not much. I mean, it's definitely not even a plurality.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know, man.
And baseball, it shows up less, but baseball's certainly the same way. Like there's maybe 10 guys who really know what the fuck.
I think
they're
it
doing.
shows up in every game, though. To be honest, it's just not as obvious, I guess, because they're not. It's not like clock mismanagement at the end of an NFL game. You're like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Or whatever, or undisciplined people that are getting called off sides and shit all the time. It's more.
There's. I mean, and on the good teams especially, where you're like, oh well, Dave Roberts is a good manager. I don't know that he is.
Yeah,
he does not have to think much with that team. You know what I mean? And good for him for always. I don't know if he is not a good manager, getting out of his own way.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly you can.
Well, you can spend, $100 billion or whatever over 20 years, but all the salaries going to players now, then that's always nice, I suppose.
But Snitker so far, I'm pretty much on board with where you're at with Snitker. I think it's just this has got to be his last year, and just ask him to retire because, I mean, I don't know if this is panic or what it is, but the two truly egregious bullpen decisions that he's made so far that have directly
This lost game
cost us 2 games are unbelievable. So opening day, we're up. We're playing well. Like I said, Albies had a second home run robbed from him on an incredible defensive play by the Padres. We're making contact with the ball great. Sale was pitching well, everything like this. We're up 1 fairly late in the game. I forget the inning. Forget every good reliever he has, because the bullpen's not great, but it's not bad. It's a middle-of-the-road bullpen, I would say. Doesn't go for Bummer, doesn't go for Lee, anything like that. Hector Neris comes in, immediately surrenders the lead.
This is what I'm talking about. He's like...
Everybody's rested. Everybody's rested.
Snitker's like, this is a new guy. I got to make him feel welcome, so I'm going to put him out there. Like, no, you want to win the fucking game, Brian. Yeah. Jesus Christ, man. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But that I guarantee you that's what went through his mind.
It's unfucking believable. And I remember, reading comments and reading the Reddit and stuff like that, and everyone just being like, how the fuck do we do that? Felt the same way. And I'm just like, well, that's Snitker. That's as bad as he gets, man. I mean, it's just bullpen management. It can't get any worse. And then against the Dodgers the other night,
he finds a way somehow.
He does something so unbelievably panicked and so shitty to do to your pitcher that I cannot fathom what the fuck a professional baseball manager was thinking doing this. We're winning against the Dodgers. No easy feat. I believe it's the day Bryce Elder pitched, so it's extra miracle there that we're up on the Dodgers. I think it was Daysball Hernandez was pitching. Goes up 2-0 in the count. There's no one on, I think. Yeah. No, there's one man on. Goes up 2-0 in the count. And Snicker panics. In the middle of the count. 2-0.
Man, you never. That's a cardinal rule. You never do that. Like if you're going to do it, you walk the guy intentionally. So he starts off with a fresh count. You don't bring somebody in a 2-0 count.
Brings in Raisel Iglesias in the fucking 8th. In the middle of a 2-0 count.
I mean, it's shocking.
That's unfucking believable.
Mm-hmm.
That if you did that in fucking Little League baseball, the 5 drunkest parents would beat the shit out of you in the parking lot.
You would definitely get raped in the parking lot.
Like it would be unfathomable to do at any level of baseball unless there's an injury or I don't even know what. Like you just weren't paying attention and forgot that you wanted a righty-righty matchup. Iglesias comes in, walks him because he's already down 2-0. Wasn't even throwing bad. Was just had to start on a 2-0 count. Walks the guy, gets an out on the next batter. Looks great on the next batter. But the runners advance to second and third. Max Muncy comes in, hits a fucking double.
Yeah.
Unreal.
I mean, it's like.
And they tie the game, and I turn the game off.
Yeah, you're wondering like, oh man, well, it'll be certainly. He can't get any worse. That's
as bad as I can possibly imagine it being, unless you bring him in on a 3-0 count, I guess.
Yeah.
Like truly,
yeah.
I don't. I didn't even bother watching a press conference or anything after the game to see what his explanation was because, quite frankly, I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
As far as I know, Daysball Hernandez was not put on the IL the next day, right? He didn't hurt himself in the middle of the count.
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Yeah, no. Which is the only reason you would ever do that.
Yeah.
So we lose that fucking game. Ohtani walks it off in the 9th. Everyone else in the country has a fun time watching the best player in baseball be the best player in baseball. Mm-hmm. I want to fucking hang myself.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm not even a fan of 2-inning saves. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, I guess, if you've got a day off the next day, who cares?
Yeah.
Right? But
it's just not what they're used to doing. Yeah. It's not what I mean. Iglesias is actually better at 2-inning saves than a lot of closers are.
Because he throws a changeup, so it's fine for him.
But still, I don't really want that happening in April.
No, I mean you've got Eniel De Los Santos. He's a pretty decent reliever. Daysball Hernandez is a pretty decent reliever. Pierce Johnson is a pretty decent reliever. Aaron Bummer is but Dylan Lee's good. He's been consistent for us for 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah.
I don't understand any of this, actually. Very bizarre. But none of it surprises me either. I think that he sucks.
He's bad. And I will say this. I do understand if you want to bring... And by the way, he brought him in when the top of the order was coming up the next time around, right? Because he faced Ohtani, and who also hits first. And obviously, Ohtani walks the game off. I understand possibly wanting to bring Iglesias in that situation with a man on first because he has... kind of converted from a strikeout guy to a contact guy.
Yeah.
So if you want to, play for the double play or something like that, dude, totally fair enough. But you do it before the fucking at bat starts. In the middle of the fucking at bat.
Maybe he was taking a nap and he woke up and goes, "Oh shit, I was supposed to change the pitcher."
I hope that's what happened. I don't understand what any other excuse could possibly be. So I mean, this has got to be Snickers last year. I mean, there's no leadership on the team. The bullpen decisions are maddening so far.
Yeah, can we please just have Chipper Jones come manage this team for Christ's sake? I mean, I know he's like his kids they're in high school now, so
he's
it's
watching them play.
It's close and stuff, but fuck, man, it feels like the Freddie Gonzalez years right now.
It does,
but worse.
Yeah,
because we didn't expect to win anything then. Now
we made the playoffs with Freddie.
Yeah, a couple times.
We had good teams with Freddie, not as good as these teams.
No, but we've got one of the best teams in baseball, and it's the last 3 years since the title. It's been fucked.
100 wins in back-to-back years, out in the first round.
Yep.
I'll grant Snicker last year the injuries were insane, so that it is what it is, and we still made the playoffs. So fair enough, I guess, but it's just getting to an insane point where it's it's hard to watch. And honestly, you can kind of lay at the feet of him. We also had a great team in 2019 that lost a series we shouldn't have lost to the Cardinals in the NLDS.
Yeah. I mean, it was a young team, to be fair, but still, like, who cares, man?
Yeah.
Fucking cares.
It's fucking bad, dude. How important do you think this series is with the Marlins? Some playoff baseball in April.
Yeah. Yeah, if they don't win, I think they need to win the series 2 out of 3. If they don't, then they're. I mean, historically speaking, they're already done. No team that started 0-7's ever made the playoffs.
Right.
Ever. Only one has even had a winning record.
Sweet.
After losing the first 7 games. So, yeah, if they lose another one tonight.
With Schwellenbach on the mound.
Yeah, which seems unlikely. I think Schwellenbach will be fine, but Max Meyer's a good pitcher too.
It's insane. What are the pitching matchups this week? So we got Schwellenbach tonight. Who is tomorrow? AJ Smith-Shawver Saturday.
Smith-Shawver can't get out of the 5th inning, so
Give me a lot of bullpen management.
You're going to get 4 out of him.
Yeah.
Schwellenbach can get you to the 7th.
And then Grant Holmes on Sunday. So it's the back of our rotation. Holmes against Sandy Alcantara.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We'll see. How's Sandy doing this year so far?
Well, 1-0, 3.7 ERA.
11 Ks in 1 start, 2 starts, 2 starts.
So pretty well. This
that's a lot for him. He's never been a strikeout pitcher before.
Yeah, this is a must-win game tonight. Like they can't lose this game.
Mm-hmm.
It is a playoff game for all intents and purposes. And I'll be tuned in, full of self-loathing.
I think we might just take some drugs, like eat some steaks or something, and take drugs, and then watch a TV show.
Yeah.
To be honest, and I'll read about it in the morning. I just can't get involved in this shit right now.
Don't blame you. Real quick, Tomahawk'd is brought to you by MyBookie.com. That's where we make all of our picks in baseball, college basketball. The Final Four is this weekend. 2 great games. Anywhere else, the promo code Drinking Bros will double your deposit up to $1,000. You put in $1,000, they'll give you $1,000. You put in $500, they'll give you $500. You put in $20, they'll give you $20. Whatever you can afford, they will match that first deposit up to $1,000 with the promo code Drinking Bros. Also, if you are a long-time MyBookie player, you're in the MyBookie Plus rewards program. You don't have to sign up. It doesn't cost anything. It's like a customer loyalty rewards program, basically. They give you stuff like rakeback. So if you had a bad weekend, maybe you bet on the Braves all 7 games, they'll toss you a little money back, say, thanks for playing. Sorry, you got your fucking ass handed to you. Here's a little money to keep having fun. Thanks for being a loyal customer. They also have like fun exclusive weekly bets, all that stuff. It's really cool. Check it out at mybookie.com. That's where we make all our picks. Promo code Drinking Bros will double your first deposit up to $1,000. What?
Here are my picks for today.
Okay.
Now, some of these have already started, so hopefully you're watching live. But my picks for today are Detroit, Boston, Cubs, Athletics, Arizona, Philly, Tampa Bay, Rays, Cincinnati, and the Angels. I think. Hold on, let me look this up.
Angels, Guardians.
Yeah. Let me see what the tell you what the odds are for that particular bet.
Angels are dogs.
That bet is fuck. I don't even see it now. Oh, there it is. I think I got. Hold on, let me do it again. I'll go through the site and do it again.
I'll give you my picks real quick while you look at it. I took the Tigers over the White Sox. That game has already started. It's in the first. Flaherty's going for the Tigers. The White Sox are 2-4, but I think they're ass. And the Tigers are not great, but with Flaherty on the mound, I like that. I took the Blue Jays as a slight dog over the Mets. McGill's pitching for the Mets. He's good. But Kevin Gossman's going for the Blue Jays, so I like the plus odds there. Took that. I took the Yankees over the Pirates. These are all money line, by the way. D-backs over the Nationals. Braves over the Marlins. They've got to win a game sometime. Schwellenbach has been our best pitcher so far. I liked that. And then I took, I think that's it, actually. I took those 5 games at 10-1 was the odds on that.
Okay, let's see. I've got to re-add Detroit because it just opened up.
But the Padres Cubs is an interesting one. You said you took the Cubs, or did you?
Yeah, Cubs.
Yeah.
Imanaga's going for the Cubs today. They'll win.
And the Padres have got to lose at some point. It's also 47 degrees in Chicago today.
Well, I couldn't add that Detroit one back on. It's locked right now because it's in between innings. But plus 17,382 is what you get with the rest. If you parlay them. These are the only bets I do in baseball are fucking
parlays.
I do 2 parlays a day, one of every game and one of teams that I'm confident about.
Yeah. There you go.
Yep. And I've done all right so far this year.
Are there any other? I'm going to look at Saturday here to see if there's any pitching matchups I like. Astros Twins. Oof. I'll take the Astros there. Ober has been pitching horribly so far. I'll just take the Diamondbacks over the Nats all weekend.
Yeah.
Yankees Pirates. Pirates went off to kind of a mid start. Stroman's going for the Yankees. I'll take that, I guess. Man, the Royals and Orioles are playing each other. I don't really love that matchup.
No. Reds Brewers is a good matchup, but Reds will probably be road dogs on Saturday. Singer's going for them against Rodriguez. Reds will probably win that game.
Yeah, I like that. And then, probably Cleveland over the Angels on Saturday as well.
Probably, yeah, but Bibby's look good so far. Angels are better than they have been in a while, but
yeah, we'll
TBD.
See if that lasts.
Yeah, TBD on that. And then Sunday, you got some really nice, a really nice parlay if you want to put it together. Corbin Burns for the Diamondbacks going to D.C. against the Nationals. Mike Soroka is pitching.
God bless him, but yeah.
Yeah. Dodgers at Phillies. It'll be tight on that one, but I think Dodgers will be plus money with Tyler Glasnow going. You got to take that and bundle that one. Haney at home versus the Yankees. I take that one for the Pirates. What was the other one? Peterson against the Blue Jays for the Mets. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I don't like the Orioles-Royals series because there's too many moving parts there. But Astros Twins again on Sunday. I would add that to that parlay.
Yeah, I think the Twins are pretty bad.
Yeah, Blanco gave up 3 runs in like 5 innings or 4 innings or something in his first start, but didn't look terribly bad, and the Twins suck. And then the last one is fucking Mariners at Giants. I'm taking the road dog Mariners. I think Wu is going to do it. Hicks had a good first start, but he is wildly inconsistent. So,
yeah, I agree with that.
I think the Mariners probably win that game. So, you'll probably get something like, I don't even know. I haven't plugged it in yet. You can't really until game day for Major League Baseball usually. But
the odds aren't usually out till day of.
Yeah, so it's like because they usually don't come out until day of, and then they change sometimes when the lineups are released. So keep an eye on that too. But yeah, that's as a matter of fact, I would add. I know Ortiz for the Indians had a rough first game, but he's going against Ian Anderson. And I think I would bet for the Indians there too. So you're probably going to get something like plus 15,000 on that parlay.
Yeah.
So just bet $10 and see what happens.
See how it goes. That is all we got for today. Hopefully we have better things to talk about next week. Our producer disagrees. He's having fun.
It will. We might just both be. The show will start and you'll just see our bodies swinging.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm having a great time.
The most fun you've ever had producing this show.
What would you rather happen, getting swept by the Marlins or us sweeping the Dodgers?
I would rather you sweep the Dodgers than us get swept by the Marlins. I'd rather win games.
It'd be kind of funny, though, if you start. Go for that record, 0-21.
Yeah, all right. We'll see if we can chase it. That's all I got for today. For Dan Holloway, I'm Rob Fox. See you next week.